Hello, I'm Natasha Hussain, and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. Extreme turbulence on a Singapore-bound flight from London has raised concerns about the dangers of sudden weather shifts while flying. A British man died and dozens of passengers were injured when the Singapore Airlines flight was hit by turbulence and dropped 6,000 feet in just 3 minutes. The plane was diverted to Bangkok, and as Matthias Peer reports from the Thai capital, passengers have recounted scenes of absolute terror as people and objects were flung across the cabin.
The emergency landing of Singapore Airlines flight 321 here in Bangkok serves as a shocking warning for air travelers. It shows how incredibly important it is to fasten your seatbelt whenever possible during a flight. Violent turbulences shook the plane with tremendous force near the Thai airspace. Many people were thrown through the cabin and some suffered serious injuries. A 73-year-old British man who was on his way to a 6-week vacation died. According to eyewitness reports, the incident that caused so much damage only lasted a few moments, and passengers had obviously no time to prepare for what was about to happen.
I think the entire thing happened within the span of less than 10 seconds. It was really, really quick. Which is why I think nobody could really respond to it. In my recollection of what happened, I was in my chair and I think I was resting at that point, but I was belted in, and you could start feeling that the airplane was entering some kind of turbulence.
The plane just dropped, and it was extremely surreal experience. I remember repeatedly objects, people's belongings, clothing, cushions, teacups, plates, you name it, just hurting through the cabin. They also say that the cabin crew, none of them were seated at the time. They were tending to the passengers, and every single cabin crew person I saw was injured in some way or another. Maybe with a gash on their head, or there's one gentleman in the cabin crew who was awfully by the back, who was in obvious pain.
In a lot of pain, and it was quite scary, but yeah, I don't think I'll be flying again for a while.
You can only imagine how bad the situation must have been when you see the pictures of the severely damaged interior of the plane that were shown on social media. The floor was covered in food. Many luggage compartments appeared to be broken, apparently because passengers were thrown against them. The airline they were traveling with, Singapore Airlines, is actually considered to be a very safe airline. Their last fatal incident was almost a quarter of a century ago. However, aviation experts say that severe turbulences can hit everybody, even the best airline.
On behalf of Singapore Airlines, I would like to express my deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of the deceased. We are very sorry for the traumatic experience that everyone on board SQ321 went through.
And according to a 2021 study by the US National Transportation Safety Board, turbulence-related airline accidents are the most common type of accidents. Pilots and flight attendants, therefore, they recommend one crucial safety measure that everyone can implement themselves. It's just 2 words: buckle up.
Over the past week, we here on Newsfeed have reported extensively on the blockout movement targeting celebrities who have been silent on Gaza. Some argue that this type of social media activism and asking celebrities to speak out on Palestine verges on bullying and doesn't help at all. Well, alternative movements with more tangible objectives to help those in Gaza are making the rounds now, and you might have come across them online. Let's start with one of the main ones, Operation Olive Branch.
What is Operation Olive Branch? Operation Olive Branch is a volunteer-led, grassroots collective effort to connect with and amplify Palestinian voices in an effort to support their critical needs, which include but are not limited to mutual aid. Now, this global solidarity initiative is steered by a diverse core of council advocates. Now, if you go to our page, you can see in our bio there is a tiny URL, and you're going to want to click on that. When you do, it's going to lead you to the Operation Olive Branch spreadsheet. Before referring a family, we absolutely need you all to check the spreadsheet to ensure that they're not already on it. 20% of our submissions are families who are already on the list. We are only accepting referrals from family members or family representatives. When you fill out this Google form, it is imperative that you be as detailed as possible. It makes the verification process for the family much easier and much quicker.
1. See a video that says pass the hat. Ooh, now you got the bug. 2. You go to Operation Olive Branch and pick your own family to support. 3. You make videos about them. You put their GoFundMe in your Linktree, whatever it takes to reach their goal. And 4. You tag 3 to 4 friends, creators, family, whoever, and pass the hat forward so they can do it too.
That was Erin Hadamer, the creator of Pass the Hat. She started the initiative of pairing Gaza crowdfunding campaigns with individual content creators. Creators and influencers then help amplify the voices of Gazans in need.
Up until very recently, I was one of those ignorant creators who was thinking, why do I need an audience to do the right thing if integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching? Why do I need brownie points from the internet to be a good person? And that way of thinking is not okay when you have 6 million followers and you have a platform and a tool that so many people wish that they had in times like this. I'm here to step up and use the one resource that I haven't yet, which is my platform. For something to bother me and eat away at my heart for so long, and for me to still not say anything online was not okay at all. There has been no justifiable excuse for our silence, and we as creators need to do better.
And as painful as it is to think about all the tragedy that's going on in Gaza right now, the last thing I want is 5-10 years from now reflecting on what I was doing during this time period and realizing that there was so much more that I could have done with the platform that I have to help as many lives as I possibly can. In the link tree in my bio, the first link is a GoFundMe link to help Naha, her husband and her 3 kids who are in Rafah right now.
I want to make it clear, I am making this video because I am raising money for Noor's relief fund. She's trying to escape Gaza with her family. I'm not trying to change your mind about Israel. I'm just trying to get you to say that this family of 3 kids and their mom deserve to live. That's all. These people are my family just as much as Jewish people are my family, but these people are the ones who are most at risk, so this is the family I need to talk about most. And as a Jewish person, I think there's no way to better honor myself, my family, the trauma that Jewish people have suffered throughout history, than to pay that forward to the people who are suffering most right now in this conflict, than to say, free Palestine.
Netizens are now featuring the crowdfunding campaigns of Gazans in need to help raise funds for them to rebuild, relocate, and recover from the trauma they have endured. Thanks to the TikTok campaign, some fundraisers reached their goal in less than a day. Still, hundreds of families are waiting for online attention to reach their fundraising target.
This is the Al-Maghrebi family. Forgive me if I pronounce that incorrectly. There are 10 adults and 6 children in this family, and they need our help to evacuate from Gaza to Egypt. The father is unable to walk due to a stroke, and the older sister in the family has special needs. This family has gone through so much suffering, and they continue to struggle to survive. As of right now, they're living in a tent that can barely accommodate 5 people. Again, they're a very large family. Their story is so incredibly heartbreaking, and they urgently need our help.
Mohammed is trying to raise the funds to help evacuate his family. Now, this is very important because his wife Islam is pregnant and she has shattered her pelvis. She cannot give birth through a shattered pelvis, my love. She needs a C-section. And she is due to give birth very soon. She has been trying to rest, but they are based in Khan Yunis, right by Rafah, where the bombing is. If you are able to donate to their campaign, they are line 128 on Operation Olive Branch's Perinatal Project tab.
Dr. Ismail is a doctor in Gaza. He's based in Rafah, and he is helping people in Gaza every day. And he also has a family, and he would like to help his family get out of Gaza. I think we can help him. And I think that we should. And for every $1 that is donated to his GoFundMe campaign, including the $5,000 that John and I just donated, we will match that donation with a donation to Save the Children, who can use that money now and in the future, because aid is getting through for the people who are not able to leave Gaza.
Just Google Operation Olive Branch and you'll find ways to help Gazans in need. Now switching gears, if there's any time to claim diplomatic immunity, why not use it to avoid paying an $18.6 million traffic fine? Well, that's what the U.S. Embassy in London is doing. It's refusing to pay congestion zone charges racked up over the course of 20 years by its vehicles outside the embassy. The UK government is now even mulling legal action through international courts against the American embassy. But the mission says it has diplomatic immunity from payment as it considers the fines a tax. And it appears 161 diplomatic missions in London share that sentiment. They owe a combined $182 million in congestion charge fees. London officials say the missions need to pay up as the charge is a service, not a tax, contrary to what the diplomats claim. The daily congestion fees were introduced in 2003 to ease traffic in central London. The top 5 offenders in this diplomatic road row are the US, Japan, India, Nigeria, and China. The standoff has been ongoing for 2 decades and is expected to continue, with both sides refusing to budge. Have you seen those perfect women on social media looking like they stepped out of Pleasantville, the Stepford Wives, or Mad Men? They're baking, table-scaping, sewing, or showing off their blissful marriages with a gaggle of kids in tow. Well, these women are called tradwives, short for traditional wives. And their popularity is skyrocketing with more followers and discussions about them online and offline every day. Lara has more on the growing subculture.
To some, the idea of a happy 1950s housewife might seem odd. But today's traditional wives, or tradwives if you will, are reclaiming that role, showing it as a source of pride and joy.
It is a woman who chooses to live a more traditional life with ultra-traditional gender roles. So the man goes outside the house, works, provides for the family. The woman stays home and she's the homemaker. She takes care of the home and the children if there are any.
These influencers, with their polished appearances, are cooking elaborate meals, caring for their children, and doing housework. The posts often mention the joy and freedom of submitting to their husbands, while emphasizing that it doesn't mean inferiority. They're not returning to the 50s because they believe it was better. Whether it's due to job dissatisfaction, not being able to spend time with their kids, or overwhelming domestic work on top of full-time jobs, these women feel modern life has let them down. And they believe the post-war era was the last time housewives were truly seen and even celebrated. Critics argue that promoting so-called traditional gender roles in marriage could lead to a regression in hard-fought women's rights.
It's not really a movement, nobody's pushing it. People are typically just living it and maybe showcasing their lifestyle like me. It doesn't mean that we are trying to take away what women fought for.
Yet, traditional wives have become a trend, an aesthetic, and then monetized, politicized, and religionized. The subculture now appears to be a mix of money-making and a heightened political version of cottagecore.
I'm not a feminist. I don't hate children.
I'm not a feminist. I can wear dresses and feel pretty.
A feminist. I can actually cook.
Some of the tradwife content is meant to provoke, as controversy drives engagement, leading to more clicks and money. And for busy 9-to-5ers, this lifestyle of creative cooking and endless hours in a day is enviable. 61% of Gen Z women identify as feminists, the highest of any generation. They outpace men in college graduation rates and labor force participation, but still, they are increasingly drawn to the tradwife movement.
Maybe you're just overworked and underpaid, and so when you get on the internet and you see women in $1,000 dresses making peanut butter and jellies from scratch with their face beat in a huge home, it makes you want to throw your laptop.
To live as a tradwife, a household needs to survive on a single salary, a tough task in today's economy. And in case of the death of the husband or divorce, having years of experience as a tradwife on a CV doesn't necessarily help their re-entry into the workforce.
that you as a woman need to have something for yourself. You have to take care of yourself and put yourself first.
That's why many tradwives are trying to monetize this lifestyle by selling etiquette courses, cookbooks, or chasing viral stardom. The rise of the tradwife subculture reflects a complex interplay of nostalgia, societal pressures, and individual choices. And amidst debates and controversies, one thing remains clear: the allure, or at least fascination, has yet to dim.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.